Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant. So we are creating a project to try to understand and gain those skills which are important within backend software engineering. So the last skill that we just added to our pocket is this swagger. Two videos ago, I was having some trouble actually integrating the swagger and getting it to work. In the last video, which was last night, bam, finally got it to work. Now, trying to think, how do I move forward? Well, do I actually want to go in and update all of those API endpoints? I don't kind of want to do that. I keep saying for this project, the purpose of this project is to gain as many skills as I can, learn as much as I can. It's not really to build a full-fledged, functioning, or impressive project. That's not the point. I'm not trying to create this perfect little project. I'm trying to gain those skills. So now I think I kind of understand how to use Swagger. I see, okay, well, here are some of the benefits that it can provide to me. Well, where do I go from here? So I think I'm going to go back onto the track of, well, I was previously trying to work on how do I interact with a database. So we're going to be going and continuing to try to understand how to work with MongoDB and then using the Swagger to be able to better perform those actions. So it will help reinforce the Swagger concepts and also reinforce those database concepts. So let's get in and start. Okay, so what do we want to do? The last time, let me start my server, node-mon server.js. Okay, cool. So the last time we were doing things on the server for MongoDB, it was this people thing. This people, I had to load this people EJS file, which was right here, okay, which is right here, yeah. And then when I press submit person, then it would send a post request over to my server. That server would then go and catch it at this API endpoint, submit people, right? People submit people, which comes to here at this endpoint, and this catches the post request, creates a new person, okay, and then saves that person into the MongoDB database. Then we have another one here, which is called all people, and this one, if we do the all people, so I believe that's people all people, should actually be this one. People, all people. So if we do this, it will load all of the people which are in our database so far. All right, well, now where do we go from this? I think what we need to do is try to understand, okay, well, what are all of the fields? How do we, I see that we have an ID. I don't know what V0 is. I don't know what V0 is here. So each of these curly brackets seem to be one entry in my field, okay? Now the next thing that I need to do is try to understand how do I structure things within this. How do I search? How do I perform all of those actions which are important in a database? So that's kind of what I'm going to be exploring today, and hopefully we will be able to make some progress on the database. One thing that I do want to figure out is, so I have this Swagger here and I have this Swagger here, but if you notice, I only have this top one. So I only have submit people, I don't have find all. So submit people, but I don't have find all. So that's going to be one thing that I'm trying to figure out before we get too far into things. Okay. On Swagger, I have, what is it? People submit people, but I don't see this one. People, all people. Okay, what could cause this? Swagger is a bit picky, even if one part of my JS doc block isn't valid. The YAML or open API structure will silently skip the whole thing. In your case, the issue is the line summary. Get a list of all people. The ... is not valid API. Okay. If this is the case, that's also an interesting fun thing, or not fun thing, but like it's something very it's a good piece of information to know, because that would definitely throw me off. All people is a GET request, and there it is. Awesome. So if you have even one wrong thing in the what did it call it, JS doc comments, bam, the entire thing is not going to work. So if you're on Swagger and you're saying, hey, my endpoint isn't even showing up, maybe you have something wrong in the comments. Very good to know. Okay, so now let me try to do a delete. So I'm going to do, and then we're going to get the Swagger in it. So this is what I mean. We're going to be doing two things at the same time, reinforcing it. So I'm going to try to do a delete. Okay, so first thing is, well, how do I do a delete? Okay, how do I perform a delete operation in Node.js with Express in a what? In a MongoDB. Okay. And how should I annotate that with Swagger? Okay, so we're trying to branch out a little bit, and then we'll figure out. Just my idea is, the more that I play with it, the more that I do stuff with all of these different aspects, the better I'm going to be, the more I'm going to understand, and I'm going to run into those little problems like what I just did, and it's going to be like, oh, okay, now I understand things a little bit more. There was another, it's like constant in these videos. I run into a small problem, and then I make either a minor or a major jump in my understanding within this field of back-end software engineering. Okay, so delete operation in Express and Mongoose. Okay. All right, so we have all of this. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we need router.delete. Okay, so instead of get, instead of post, we need delete. So router.delete. Okay, and then what are the parameters? I'm guessing it will be my endpoint, right? So I will say delete person. Okay, that's going to be my endpoint. And then we need that function. So just like up here, I'm guessing it's going to be asynchronous. Async. Then we'll have the request and the response, and then that callback function. Okay. So now what do we want to do? Is that right? Yep, we got it. So we are going to get So request params ID. And I hear her. She's up. So, Susie, when are we heading to Amazon? Okay. Let me know when you're ready. What's up? Yeah.
I'm changing my outfit. I'm about to go.
Okay. All right. So we will be heading into the office pretty soon. But while she's getting ready, we will continue on looking at this. So we have const deleted person. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the person. Okay, so people dot, what is people? People is the model that I'm using up here. So I can do operations on people. So const is just declaring a variable. Individual person is equal to, okay, and then I can operate on this people object, okay, people dot find by ID, I think that's what I wanted, and then this request has some information, request dot, now I remember it was params, but why did I not do body? That's going to be a question. Because up here, I did body, right? Yeah, I did like request.body, and then from that, I was able to get the JavaScript object, which was parsed by Express, okay? That was another thing that I had a huge lapse in my knowledge was JSON versus JavaScript object. I thought that they were the same thing, and that gave me immense trouble until I got a comment letting me know, like, hey, actually, those two things are very different. So then now it's like, oh, makes a lot more sense. Okay, so request parameters. What are the parameters that I want? Just ID. Okay. ID. Okay. So now if not individual person, right? Then we just return a 404 not found. Okay, so if this person doesn't exist, is it return or response? Okay. Why are we not doing like response status send? Okay, that's another question that we need to ask. Return. Why can't we just do return? Results status 404 not found. Okay, whatever. Okay. So now, oh, this is find by ID and delete, not even, so there's a specific function within the people object. I actually just want to find by ID right now, and I want to say, let's see, console.log, and then maybe I want to put this above here. Console.log individual person. Okay. So now I'm going to try to hit this API endpoint. So I am going to do this. We're going to use those Swagger annotation. So now we have Swagger. Okay. And then we want, this is a, not a get, it is a, this is a delete, okay? And then summary is going to be deletes a specific person, okay? So then we need request body, required true. So let's actually just copy and paste this. Ooh, that was a lot more than I was hoping to capture. Okay. Request body requires true. So now I'm seeing what applies and what doesn't. In JSON, it's going to be an object. I think we just need ID, right? So this is not going to be name. It is going to be ID. And then type is going to be a what? Type is going to be, would it be a string? I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, then it has here, type string, okay, description here. All right, so let's see if this works. Let me go to Swagger. Let's see if that shows up. It didn't show up, so that means that we wrote something wrong. Let me just copy and paste this one. Okay, copy and paste this into here. Okay, now let's come here and see if it shows up. Ah, here we go, delete, cool. So now we have an ID that we are, try it out, okay. How do I know the ID though? I wonder if I just type something random, okay. So now, didn't console log anything. I got our responses, it has responses. 404 cannot delete, so we found that we got a 404 response, right? And here is the actual message that I sent. Okay, so Swagger allows me to send the request over to my endpoint. It shows me the exact command that it uses. It shows the URL, the request URL. That's interesting. It's like part in there. Oh, okay. And then it shows the response that I got back. But we got a problem back, which was obvious because this, I just made that up, right? So now the next question is, I'm going to be going and asking is, well, how do you actually find that ID? How, like, you can't expect the user to know the ID of the item that they want to delete, right? So there needs to be some way that there has to be some connection, right? That the user can just identify a specific thing, or then that thing has an ID, and yeah. So we're gonna have to figure that out, how to actually identify the people. But we were able to get this kind of here, and we were able to send a request over. We do have something, and this, let's see, I am going to comment, not a hashtag, it is this in JavaScript. Why did we return here? Okay. Other times I just did a response.status, and then ... Okay. So the other one is, why is this request.params and not request.body like the other ones? What is the difference? Okay, so these are the two questions that I have kind of regarding this one. I think in the next video, what I'm going to do is try to investigate these lines of code. Try to figure, that's number one. Number two is try to understand, okay, well, how do you actually identify an ID for the deletion operation? And number three is kind of go in and look at this a little bit more carefully and figure out, like, okay, well, what's actually going on? But I wanted to get something that kind of works, that we were able to get something pretty quick. Anyways, I am going to be headed over to her office. I get to sit up on the in the common area and just grind leak code. So that's what I'm gonna be up to with my little visitor badge. But anyways, also it'll be good. I kind of have a headache and I need some caffeine, and we don't have caffeine right here. So I'm gonna be going, enjoying my coffee, and then she'll be there, doing her work. So we both have our tasks that we need to do today. So anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant. If you like this video, if you want to join me on the progress, the journey of becoming a back-end software engineer, subscribe. I would love to have you around, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.